sharpen the image to the very end. And what I mean by that is I apply a small amount of sharpening to the overall image before saving it for the final time as a PSD, and I apply more sharpening, and the amount varies depending on the output I'm producing. And of course I only do that when I'm actually producing the output, so I don't do anything damaging to the image if I want to make it larger or smaller. And the filter that I use for my sharpening is the unsharp mask, and it's in the unsharp, it's in the sharpen submenu here in the very bottom. And basically how this filter works, let's go ahead and click this little square so we get a preview here, and you can always click the minus button to show more of the preview, or the plus button to show a closer view. Let's go ahead and select this eye right here. Anyways, and it shows you a live preview of how much of the sharpening that you have applied. And if you have this checkbox on the preview button, checkbox checked, it'll also show you a preview on the overall image itself. Now the first, of course, the first slider is quite obvious. It just tells you in the percentage how much of the sharpening it applies to the overall image. The slider below that, the radius, is it tells you basically how unsharp mask works is that it doesn't actually increase sharpness. It's just because you can't really create any more detail than already captured. What it does actually is it increases the contrast between neighboring pixels. So between a lighter and a darker pixel, it would increase the contrast, or the difference in tonal values between those, to give you the appearance of a sharper image without actually it being sharper. So the radius here is it tells you how big that you want your edge to be in pixels. And the threshold in the bottom is it's basically telling you how many levels you want to have in difference in brightness values between those neighboring pixels before it considers it, the sharpen unsharp mask filter considers it an edge and applies the higher contrast to it. So usually I have this threshold set to 0 or very close to it, and the radius for my edges I usually have depending on the resolution of the image. Since this is a 39 megapixel file, it's somewhere around 3, and as you can see it definitely changes the amount, but 100 is a little much. So basically this is how it works, and you can kind of click on that preview to get a better idea of the before and after. You can also hit Control plus and spacebar drag to get this image in view, so you can kind of get an idea, and then click the preview checkbox on and off to get an idea of how that image is going to look overall. And this is pretty much what I want to do for this image here. And once you're done with that, just click OK, and that's it for the unsharp mask filter. The key here is not to overdo it. Less is more, especially if you're just applying it to the image without outputting it anywhere. And then of course you would want to reapply the unsharp mask filter depending on the size and type of output you're outputting your file in, whether it be print or for web. But that's it.